Good morning, sweethearts. How y'all doing? How you riding the waves? They're magical, but they're intense. And they're very intense. And you're going to find that increasing, but at the same time you're finding the intensity increasing, the more you're also going to find the magic increases as well, and in the bliss and everything like that. And right now, what is occurring and what is being presented and what is coming up is the dying to the material world, if you will. And really, that is just truly, you're entering a space for the next couple months, the bigger picture, if you will, of a total new everything. And, with that new has to come emptying the cup, and that's what is occurring right now. And so the emotions that are coming up, however they're being presented, some of you have been crying nonstop. Some of you have gone through really periods of great anger erupting. Others are dealing with abandonment. All of this is truly just the full merging of your left and your right brains, of your consciousness with your physical body. And as you go through this, and it goes, you're gonna find yourself in more of a non-attached space. Your lens of perception is expanding, and so you're coming into where your physical vessel no longer has the old personality of your names. It's developing a new personality with your consciousness, and with that comes the expansion of your sight, the expansion of your hearing, the expansion in every way. And so now you're really going to start seeing more from an observer space, if you will. Good morning, darling. Good morning, Nikki. Big, big hugs and blessings, beautiful. And that's really magical if you allow yourself not to go into a space of uncomfortableness and in a space of fear, as this transmutation and this transformation and this morphing is continuing to take place. And so, good morning, Mary. How you doing, beautiful? And oh, you're most welcome. Hey, we're all interconnected. We're all in this together, so, and the more we talk about it, the more we put it out there, the more it assists each other, and the more we can bring each other hand in hand, side by side. As much as it is individual for us, it's all interconnected. How you doing, Bear, John? Morning, Carrie. I love you guys. And so what also you're going to really notice is occurring, sweethearts, is duality is leaving your mind consciousness, if you will. And you're finding that sadness, happiness, positive, negative, correct, incorrect, mature, not mature, this, that, and the other, those identity descriptive labels to personalities is going to more and more dissipate for you, if you will, from your thought process. Because the more your physical vessel merges with your consciousness, the more you detach from the physical plane of the outside world as you knew it to be, which gives you're emptying your cup, which brings the morphing and transformation to the higher frequency. And Darlene, when I look outside, everything seems to have expanded. Oh, absolutely. Your depth perception. Again, you have gone from an inverted diamond that has been an hourglass in space and time. You have now inverted that hourglass back to a diamond. No longer are the two foundations split, one above and one below. You have merged your diamond. You've merged it all. We have merged it all as a collective, as a planetary consciousness. And that is what is bathing the earth and has expanded the consciousness in every way in 7.8 billion people. That's considered humanity. And so for some, yes, they're in a space of fear in this, that, and the other, because, remember yourselves when you guys went through your awakening. Many of you had that jolt where you went from being asleep to all of a sudden you have all these visions. You have all this stuff just appearing out of nowhere. Where the hell did that come from? This, that, and the other. And that is what 7 billion souls are going through right now that have chosen not to awaken. And they don't have a clue what's going on. So as much as you're coming into a state of peace, in a space of bliss, in a space of harmony, if you will, the contrast is taking place as well. And I specifically say contrast because, again, that polarity, for those of you who have chosen to awaken and ascend this cycle, is leaving yours, and you're going to come into this space where more and more it'll seem like you're invisible to many people. More and more you will become an observer of the observed versus just the lens of the human. You will come to feel like I say, I sit on the deck of the starship and I observe the collective. You're going to be coming into feeling like you're doing the same thing, because the 13th has all been fully activated all around, and that is the Trinity, the triangle on top of the foundation, which makes the pyramid. The new pyramid has been and is engaged and lit up and is now coursing through in waves through all of humanity's consciousness. And that doesn't matter if they're on the awakening journey or not. They're still getting all of these insights. But the only difference is they don't know what it is. You do. We do. And so this is really a magical time. And you're going to find this next week, that new pyramid, that new grid is going to fully present itself through the course of the next 7 days, as it is fully lit up on the physical plane of existence. And this goes back to what I had posted on the 1st. February is the month of divine intervention. And by the end of this month, come March 1st, that new grid will be fully lit on the physical plane of existence, and with that comes miracles. So this last week, leading us into the first week of March, many of you are going to find yourselves in experiences where out of the blue you are traveling, out of the blue you are relocating, out of the blue you're going on a vacation, or you're going to go be doing this or whatever. You're coming into a space more and more, and you will find this going up through the year, leading us up into the beginning of 2019, where you will no longer have a choice but to live by your soul and your heart. And that's the journey we're getting to. This is all going to assist and push you all forward. You're going to know your purposes. You're going to know your new missions. You're going to know without a shadow of a doubt what direction to go into. And miracles are going to start presenting themselves. And Billy Graham died. Wow. That's I don't know what time it is, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty valid information, considering of what I'm saying. That should be a validation and confirmation for everybody. End of an era indeed. But back to what I was saying. Anyways, validate everything I say, please. Right now, it's really necessary that you truly listen to your heart and soul, because it's going to guide you in everything you do now. And everything you decide up until this spring equinox is laying a very deep foundation that is going to have long-term effects. So you really want to to really focus on your true heart's and soul's desire. And you're going to find that you're going to stop chasing happiness. Happiness is a duality in a polarity mindset. Because if you're not happy, what are you? And that's the mindsets and the beliefs and everything that is really being dissipated this next week. And all of those teachings and all of this stuff that is telling you to be positive, to do this, to do that, it's going to be dissipating, and you're going to find yourself not resonating with it no more, because you're not here to run from the darkness. You're not here to deny it. You're not here to continue to abandon it. And every time you do, you're abandoning an aspect of yourself. You are here to dance with it, to make love to it, to integrate it, to bring it into your vessel so your vessel can merge with your consciousness. No longer is it your higher self, it becomes yourself. And this is what is occurring now as more and more of the in-tuning of the harmony of your left and your right brains. And so many of you are going to truly find your lives changing in the most profound ways. Many of you are going to find that which you have resonated with, lived, this, that, and the other, you're going to have an aha moment like you cannot believe, and you no longer resonate with it, period, and you just walk away. It's brand new, and that's what is coming in for everybody. And with this comes, again, much morphing on the physical plane of existence. And so, as you integrate more of your consciousness with your vessel with your consciousness into your true self and living that, you're really going to find, sweethearts, that happiness and any of that stuff truly is going to give way to what love is. And you're going to find disease and illness. Disease is, I was telling a gal this earlier, disease, what is it? What is another word for disease? It's a condition, is it not? She has a condition, or he has cancer. He has a condition, yes? And that's the programming that humanity has been enslaved of, conditional love. And conditional love brings conditions. It brings disease, it brings illnesses, it brings discomfort, it brings sadness, it brings emotions, it dictates your emotions, and it controls you. And so anything that is of that conditional love programming that has been dissipated ethically and energetically is now being morphed and transformed throughout your thought processes. Now, one thing I encourage and share with many in private guidance sessions and such is you can call up on the Elohim and the Council of Overseers. You can call up on the Council of 12 and the elders and the new elders, the incoming elders, and they will assist you in rewiring your brains and recalibrating it. And when I say there is no darkness, it's all just aspects, because you're in your own universe. And if you see any of us, even this video, it's because you contracted for us to be, because we're all in this together, and yet we're individual. The purpose was to take our individual bubbles and expand them out. And that's what we've done. And now the physical plane of existence has to morph into that. And with that comes all of that. Again, you're going to find yourself in a space of not seeking happiness, not chasing happiness, not having to deny your, so what, you're in a bad mood. You wake up in a bad mood. Embrace it. Accept it. Yes. Say yes to everything. Say yes to the experience and celebrate it. You're angry and pissed off. Say yes to it. Don't deny it. Don't abandon it. Don't reject it. Say yes to it. Okay, I'm pissed off. Okay, I'm angry. Accept it. Say yes to it and let go. And that's where you're coming into a space of contrast versus, and you're thinking and everything that it will start to change because your higher self is in control. Your cosmic heart is in control. And your higher self doesn't want to be higher anymore. It wants to be you. And that's what's occurring. And so the more gracefully you really allow and keep grounded and go through this, the more magical it truly is going to be, especially this next week. And in the next 10 days leading us into the beginning of March. And dance. Dance. And no, you're not going crazy. Yes, you're losing your mind because your mind was your personality of your vessel, and your vessel's becoming your consciousness. And so, you know, it's all beautiful. How you all doing, guys? I love you guys. And the weights were removed. Absolutely. And, you know, it's magical and it's beautiful. And, you know, the solar Christ was rebirthed, resurrected, but reborn, however you want to say it, on the 1st of February. You know, there's a stair step to heaven for a purpose. You look at January 1st, you guys. 1-1. And that was the first day of the new earth. Of the new, you know, the new everything. Then you look at 2-1, which was the rebirth, reborn, resurrected of the solar Christ. You look at 3-1, which is in all truth, and even in the ancient text, he'll tell you is Jesus, the embodied form that walked this earth 2,000 years ago, is of the Christ, the masculine Christ. His birthday is 3-1. And that is the union of the masculine and the feminine fully on the physical plane of existence. And then you go into April 1st. There's no coincidence here. See this stair step, guys? And April 1st is what? Is Easter. And what does Easter represent? The resurrection of the Christ. Only the resurrection of the Christ now is the full union of the female and the feminine and the masculine as one. Two become one and one become two. And a new hourglass of all time is formed rather than an hourglass of space-time. They're intermingled together, the diamond and the hourglass, if you will. Salt water and fresh water, however you want to look at it. Above and below, heaven and earth. You know, however you want to look at it. So there's a purpose to. And if you look at that, that's 4 1s. You know, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1. And it's magical. And in between, we got a whole lot of things supporting it all. And so dance, 3 1s, and know, you know, everything is morphing. And embrace the turbulence, the chaos, the dark energies, whatever you want to call it, whatever label the human mind has to give it. All it is lack of light, lack of information. Give it information, and that information comes through your love. And really allow, don't run from it, you know. To sit there and force yourself to be positive, to force yourself to change your thoughts constantly, to force yourself to well, I can't be around that. That's dark energy. You're running from yourself. And right now, you don't want to wear that false mask that everything's hunky-dory. Well, everything is hunky-dory. In all truth, everything is hunky-dory. But you don't want to reject your vessel. You don't want to reject your mind. You want to integrate it into your consciousness. I love you too, beautiful. I love you all. David, we're all the son of Christ. We are the Christ. Mother, father, son, daughter, we're one and we're all of it. There is no separation, and the human mind is coming into that full union without that veil. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a truly magical thing. And so, you're really gonna find that if you truly flow with the changes that present themselves, and I really want to emphasize this one thing through this next week and a half, especially. Your heart, you may or may not be presented with opportunities of what seems to be miracles or something that is too good to be true. And this is what I would like to emphasize. Do not allow your mind to overwrite your hearts. Because right now miracles are being delivered and will be delivered. And that which seems too good to be true, if you allow your mind to overwrite your heart, you are allowing yourself to be closed off to miracles. So I encourage you each to truly open yourself up to receive. And your heart will never lead you wrong. And know that all you have to do is leap. It doesn't matter if this physical world right now dictates that you don't have the money to relocate, even though you're being guided by spirit, that you don't have this, you don't have that, you can't do this, or time constraints, or kids in school. Understand this. The second you leap, everything will fall into place for you in what may seem miracles. You are in every given moment provided for, and right now it is a lot of brand new coming in for many, if not all. So embrace it and know that it's just, in order to have new, you have to be willing to leap and let go of old. And that's what this next week is really truly all about. Is letting go of the personality to the material world and embracing yourself into the physical vessel. So I love you guys. Have a great, great day. Embrace the magic and let there be light. I love you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.